Morning, Cat. How's it going today? I am the only one here currently. We'll wait for some more people to come in. I know Chris is gone today, but we'll see who else actually pops in. For now, we're just going to get our packing done. Who do I see here? I think I see Brad jumping in. Show's better already. Guys, but not bad. Hey, man. Any advice for your first reseller meetup hosting wise? Try and enjoy it. I mean, it's all over but the crying now. What's done is done. So now you just got to try and enjoy it, make the best of it. Hey, Amy. Got Jordan in here, John from Rad Relics, Todd's in here. That's trouble. Larry's in here. Chris had a bad day Friday because Whatnot's only working on mobile, not desktop. Folks couldn't join in. Oh, that stinks. Bring Luke, John says. Oh, Brad's back.
I started trying to log on 5 minutes early.
You did not.
I did.
Hi, Brad.
It kept saying Windows won't recognize your device. And it was try restarting your browser. So I tried that 3 or 4 times. And I didn't do anything different. It worked this time. So we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It's one today anyway because we're having therapy without the main patient. So it's just the therapist in the house.
I know, right? I would say we could fix Teresa, but
yeah,
you can't fix fixing a woman's like trying to fix a cat.
I'm not that ambitious.
Speaking of cats, we stuck ours outside so he could explore the big wide world. We got his shots and everything, got him outside. He is the biggest scaredy cat. For his all the bravado he had inside, it's all gone. He's like got his tail like way down low and just walks around like this, low to the ground, like he's in a submissive posture the whole time. He's scared to death.
Chris is getting ready for tonight's auction on the dollar auction. Good luck tonight, Kristen.
Did I hear something about Chris had a rough go of it?
What's that?
Did somebody say Chris had a rough go on a show Friday or something?
Yeah, apparently Whatnot wasn't cooperating.
Let's see who we got in the chat.
No,
John, Matt. Hey, Matt.
I don't know. I've seen Chris try and use technology before, so I'm not automatically going to say this was a Whatnot issue.
Can you leash train your cat? Probably at this point.
You can.
I don't even think getting him to walk outside is a trick. He's not sure of our German Shepherd though.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah.
I know ours was a little timid when he first started going outside, but then he started getting brave. There's farm cats here, and he has use of the dog door, so he just goes in and out whenever he wants.
Yeah.
When he first started going out, he hopped over because the dog door goes to a fenced backyard. He hopped the fence and jumped out with those farm cats, and he ran up to one and went bop bop on the nose, and that farm cat just took after him, and he was done outside for a little while.
I keep
really brave for a minute.
I have to believe, like when he sees like a chipmunk or something like that, it's going to get his lizard brain's going to kick in, and he'll be ready to go on the hunt then. But
Yeah,
It's hard to see. It's hard to see those things when you go find somewhere to hide.
Ours has got a schedule now. He's outside way more than he's inside. He pretty much stays outside all day. I'm not training that mink, Amy.
He's trained the porch minks. My brother-in-law has those. Was it Maine Coons? Is that what they call them?
Our daughter has one of those.
Yeah, he's got some other kind of cat. He likes those big cats. He's like Joe Exotic, the down south version. See Craig there. Maybe.
Got to turn on the accessibility features on my screen. I just got glasses and I can't read that for crap today.
I saw they didn't do reseller information network this morning.
Didn't they?
I didn't. I never saw it. Was it up?
Now that I don't know. Now that you say that, I didn't see it either. I saw a bunch of other stuff going on, but I saw Jordan had a live this morning. I hopped in.
Yeah, I saw that. Jumped on his. Usually the other guys have the chat going on in the background while I'm packing, so they didn't have that going on. I had to find somebody else. That's where I saw Jordan at. So
yeah, now that you say it, I didn't notice it, and I usually do see it. But they had other stuff going on today.
Yeah.
Maybe they're out with Chris on his anniversary trip.
So I hadn't talked to Chris. He say where he's gonna go on his trip.
What's that?
I said I hadn't talked to Chris on the phone. Did he say where they're going on their trip?
All I know is he said they were
going to Monkey Island.
They were going to be somewhere over the mountain about the time of the show, so they weren't sure they'd have reception to watch or not. Yeah, it says they're going to Monkey Island.
I don't know. I figured Chris do something special with his girl, like take her on an all-day trip to Denny's or something like that.
Probably in the works.
Could be sending pictures from the sizzling. We wound up eating at one of those on the way back from Tanya when Tanya's grandmother passed away. On the way back home, the family wanted to stop there, and it was everything I remembered. It looked nasty.
Yeah.
So much. Just I don't know. You don't want to be judgmental, but then also when you see some of the people you're in line behind, you're like, I don't know about this, fellas. Oh man. But you know what? They had those whatever rolls they have and like this honey butter they have whipped up. And so that was very edible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything else was just the fried chicken was just like super greasy, and the vegetables were, I don't know. They just looked, I don't know. They looked mushy.
I don't know.
I'm trying to be charitable somewhat with my descriptions, but I don't know.
I'm pretty picky about eating other people's food. I'm very picky with that. It's like you got to be a dang good cook, or I'm not eating at your place. I just don't like eating other people's food.
Yeah. Well, my mom is a good cook, and she seasons things right. That's the biggest thing. If you go anywhere to get food, it's like, have you guys ever heard of salt? Just a little bit of it would probably go a long way.
Like Josh, Bama, Jaybird, I'd eat at his house. I'd eat his food.
Oh, yeah.
Enough that guy could cook, so I would eat at his place. But no, like you got to be a good cook. I've seen too many potlucks in my life to know you got to be a little bit picky with your food.
Who be? Well, I got my taxes over to the tax people.
Uh-oh.
I ain't happy about it.
There. No, there's some there. Yeah, right there.
Hello, Teresa.
Hello.
Trying to find the right box. We're still not used to this new setup. Still getting used to where stuff is.
Yeah.
Or at least I am. Teresa put it there. She knows what's there.
What are y'all doing packing today? That's something you're usually not doing during the show.
We pack every day. Usually, by the time the show shows up, we come out here at about noon. So we got a half hour. We're usually about done packing by the time.
Yeah. I always try to pack first thing in the morning.
Well, yeah, our heater doesn't kick on till like, what, 10? So it's usually pretty cold out here. So it takes till about noon to warm up. Pretty soon it won't be an issue because the AC will be on all the time. But it does get down to like 50 degrees in here. Up till about 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, here I hate taxes too. I'm probably still gonna owe about $6 grand, probably. But
It is, Amy. It's this weekend.
I guess paying more in taxes means you made more, so that's good. We hit our Mexican restaurant that we always hit on Monday, but we went last night instead of during the day. We were too busy to hit it during the day, and so we hit our Goodwill. We always hit to try to one, to count the mileage, but at least pay for supper or dinner, whatever you people call it. And dang, I did good last night. I found probably $150 worth of stuff, and it's super nice going about 7:30 at night because there's nobody there. I didn't have to shop with all the plebs. Makes it sound like I hate people the way I talk about them. I think you're rubbing off on me, Corey.
People are bad, Brad.
I'm disappointed in we have like the perfect little hole in the wall Mexican restaurant. It's just perfect. It's like, it's the kind of place that I hope ICE doesn't visit because they're probably that legit, but it's great food, but they've gone through a transformation in the last little bit. It's like they're trying to upscale the experience. They got like a new menu with new pictures and all of that. And it's they've got these new plates that are just like, okay, so imagine like a saucer tray. You know how you've got like the raised lip around the edge, and then you've got like just enough of a indentation in the center, a recessed area for the cup to sit, right?
Yep.
Well, they've got these plates that are like that, but it's got way too much lip. So everything winds up acting like one of those stupid machines that you try to put quarters in to knock quarters off. It's like, as soon as you, like, they put my I got a chimichanga last night. They put it on top of a bed of rice. And as soon as you try to cut into it to cut a piece off, it just pushes rice off both sides of the plate. And it's like, and then they did something weird, a flavor profile. I've never seen this or thought of it. So my plate comes with a little cup of guacamole now. Instead of them just dolloping it on the plate like they used to, it's like they've got in a fancy little.
Get a separate cup now?
Yeah, it's in like a little steel, what do they call that? A ramekin, something. Anyway, it had like the guacamole in it, and then they had a flour cut radish on top of my guacamole.
Well, I like radish. I guess I
I
would.
like, I like radish. I do. But have you ever seen that as like part of a Mexican dish, like a garnishment for guacamole?
I'm not, and that takes a lot of time to make those little things. Probably.
Yeah.
Suppose they're good at it, but
I feel like Al Bundy when Peg fluffified his bathroom and turned it pink and put all the pink fuzzy stuff on it. Just change it back, Peg. Change it back.
don't fancy my food.
Right. I can't imagine this is going to draw them new customers. It's like they have their clientele and it stays busy all the time, and I can't imagine who they're trying to treat. You go there during the day and it's just all,
Fancier clientele.
Yeah, maybe. But it's one of those, it's in the back of like the Mexican grocery store kind of deal. So I don't know. If I could speak better Spanish, I would tell them, y'all don't have to do all this for us. It just leaves me.
The little Mexican stores and stuff like that around here, like the little Mexican grocery stores and the little Mexican restaurants. Most of them, I mean, the atmosphere is basically the same if you walked into a little mom and pop mechanic shop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very small and like it's about as informal as you can get.
Yeah, that's what this one is.
Our local restaurant that we go to, the little Mexican restaurant, they moved into a bigger building. They used to be kind of a fancier steakhouse, but they didn't keep the fancy. They got rid of that crap, and they have good food, so they don't need the fancy.
Yeah, this is one of those places. Yeah, Kat, they're younger kids. I have been seeing a lot of younger kids there. I miss my little abuelita that used to service. But I have some friends that moved here from California and via Texas, and so they're like very picky about their Mexican food because they're used to like
they've had real Mexican food.
Yeah, and so I told them about this place, and they went. They were like, "Yeah, it's legit stuff." So, but I've been frustrated the last 2 times I've gone now.
I'll throw on a tie and go back. It's probably a whole different feeling.
I'm not going to quit going. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to quit. I'm not a quitter. But what are you gonna do? So what's new in reseller world? I hadn't really got to consume any reselling contents or anything. What's the dilemma this week, as it were?
I think everybody's quitting this week.
It's like
reselling's too hard, eBay's too expensive. It's the same old.
Yeah, Matt. Maybe they do that. That's one of those places where we've been there so much. They can pretty much bring my orders before we order them, kind of place. So.
Saw Matt say earlier he's not picky about his food. Yeah, it just dawned on me that was Matt that said it. Matt is definitely not picky. He's very adventurous with his food.
Server errors, apparently only in St. Louis. I did see something. Somebody was talking about the whole media section was down or something.
Really?
Yeah, something about media being down. Eric guy popped up on my feed that I don't necessarily know who he is.
I just laid it.
He was talking about it.
I haven't heard anything about that, but I have to run Reseller Ron and find out what all is going on. I built a I built an app, Brad. I got tired of watching reseller content, even my own. So I built an app. Every Sunday, I could just click a button and it goes out and watches like 200 videos or pulls the transcripts from like 200 reseller videos and just summarizes what's going on this week in reselling. That way I can stay up on it, but I don't have to spend all those hours.
Well, that's nice. But then you have to read it, or can you get it to read it to
No,
you?
it's short. It's like 2 paragraphs.
Okay. So it
basically
really summarizes.
everybody's talking about the same shit they were 2 weeks ago. Don't worry about it. Like if something new comes up, it grabs it, tells me about it. So it's pretty good at making a summary, and it keeps a memory of everything it's ever processed. So if it's been talked about 10 times, it'll tell you, same crap, different day.
How about that?
I named it Reseller Ron. So his full-time job is watching YouTube.
Amy wants to know, is it liking the videos though?
Is it liking? Hell no.
Yeah.
What I should do is have it scrape the comments. That'd be way more comical.
Yeah. Yeah. Comments are
That's where it's at.
Yeah, comments range, like there's like 2 comments basically. There's the one comment is, I love all your stuff and blah blah blah. We've learned so much from you. There's that version of comment, and then there's like, you're an idiot.
Idiots. Yeah, we get a fair mix of both of those.
Yeah. I tell my guys at church, you can't listen too much to people saying good or bad stuff. If you take credit for everything, you'll unjustly take all the blame on things as well and feel that. So you can't internalize that stuff either way.
Oh, I think if you're watching your comments too closely, it's pretty easy to start taking that stuff personal after a while and kind of letting it feed into your day to day.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need to set something up here.
Yeah, you can't let it change the way you approach what you do or change you in that way. Maybe you do need to change sometimes. I don't know.
Sometimes.
But that's what that's the thing I try to get into Chris over and over and over again is I think he's chasing, it's like, just make the content you want to make.
Yep.
Make that for a while and see where that lands. And then if it's,
I'm just cynical enough to find a lot of it fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I try to, if I get criticism, I usually try to tell them all the things they missed. Wow, you didn't say anything about this or this or this.
I think I'm going to start commenting on Chris's videos with that, even when he's not doing garage sale videos. Just like Thursday's show, hey, you missed that thing on that table, idiot.
Drive him crazy.
It would drive him crazy, but it'd be funny.
But if you're listening, Chris, I don't know what day your anniversary actually is, but happy anniversary. You need to be real nice to that lady.
You know where our little photo stand is? It might be. Always and stuff.
And
Right here.
I didn't move in. Oh, it's right at the top. Ta-da! Oh, let's see. How's that? I have to look at my fat head.
I'd be the worst one about responding to comments. Not because I wouldn't want to.
That's why you do a Saturday shop talk video instead, so you don't ever have to reply to any comment. But then once a week, you just sit down and read them all live. and just respond to them all on a video. And then you got more content.
Well, that's good.
It actually felt pretty good that way. I like doing it that way.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, let's see here. I used to listen to, for years, I listened to tons of leadership and business stuff, and I just can't, I don't know. I'm not motivated much by it right now, at least not in this season.
No, I've actually kind of moved more towards that. That's more what I've been listening to is that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you tell you? You watch The Corner Office.
I still watch that. I mean, I still do it just as a discipline, but I just can't, like, I don't know. I think I'm just in a weird place in life. It's like I don't really feel motivated by a whole lot, but if I can make myself do stuff, and once I actually start doing it, it kind of creates its own kind of momentum, and actually it engages my mind, and I start thinking, and I do that. But
I've got beef with The Corner Office guy.
Oh, really? Which one? I saw something about Amazon or something, or maybe I haven't watched that one yet.
No, it was his. I think it was not this most recent video, but I think it was the one before that where he talked about the guy that made the little Claude thing.
Okay, I haven't watched that one.
That one. Have you seen that one?
I have not. No.
He did a whole episode on this guy that supposedly made a Claude bot, and then he gave the Claude bot $200 and told it, if you want to stay alive, I'll put you on your own machine, but you got to pay for yourself. It costs $200 a month to keep you alive. You have to pay for yourself. So here's $200. Go figure out a business or something you could do to generate enough income to keep you alive. And supposedly the Claude bot sent him this animated video with a raccoon in it. And it was kind of a cute little video where he was appealing to people on Twitter to come in and pay for a membership to their Discord, and he would show you how to make your own raccoon avatar Claudebot thing in order to keep himself alive. And it was really cool. Like, he got me all excited. I was like, holy crap, it can make a video like that and send it out? He's so full of crap. It didn't make that video. He made that video. It had nothing to do with that. Like, I spent hours and hours chasing down that rabbit hole, and it's all BS.
Oh, man.
Chris made it to Pigeon Forge.
What's up, Chris?
You gonna go visit the Wax Museum, Chris?
Happy anniversary.
I want to go to Joshua's for a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
We went to a Bates Sale the other day, Brad. We found he had a whole room full of old, like really old gun books.
Oh, yeah.
And I picked out some decent ones and left the rest, but they were pretty spendy up there. But I did pick out some of the decent ones to bring home. Made it to Pigeon Forge, going to get some food. Chris, you shouldn't be on YouTube at your anniversary, Chris.
Yeah. This is the wrong time, brother. You got to turn this stuff off. I'm not going to tell you all the bad things the chat's saying about you.
Or that we said about you before the chat all got here.
You're going to tear him up, Corey.
Probably. He's already hitting rewind. He don't even hear what we're saying.
Yeah. Tammy said, turn that off.
Well, Tammy's the smart one. It's play day, not work day.
No, what I was going to say about all the leadership stuff is, like, always just try to find something to translate to what I do church wise, but honestly, at some point, it's like it's all just a different iteration of the same stuff you've heard.
Oh
Kind
yeah.
of like reselling, but I also see the value in continuing to try to grow. So there's always something out there you haven't thought about or something yet. So
I like listening to it just because every now and then, even if you listen to 100 hours of it, it might take that much, but every now and then you hear something that you've never really thought of that way before. Like it seems like that happens on the business content more than most things, where somebody says something and you're like, well, crap, I never even thought about attempting to try something like that. So I just like the thought-provoking side of the business because people are always innovating on the business side. Not so much in a lot of other areas, but on the business side, they're always innovating. But it's fun to watch. I guess that's why I watch it.
Yeah, most of mine is just really everything in what I do comes down to really people and how you relate to them, and so people are fascinating in the way that they think. I don't know. There's just, I guess, one of the biggest shifts you have to make from when you're younger to when you get older, if you're going to do a church for any amount of time, is you gotta get past the thinking that the right way for a thing necessarily. Like people are so different. And it's like if you've got more than two kids, or really more than one kid, you can just see how different people are. All three of our kids are just completely different people. I mean, they have some things in common, but dude, they're so different. The way they're motivated. Like our oldest would just lie to you straight to your face. Or she would look at you, you'd catch her in the act of doing something, and she would like, well, you did that. No, she'd just lie. And then my middle child, my oldest son, he would, he would lie to you and say, no, I didn't do that. And then like you kind of ask him again, and he'd be like, yeah, I did it. And then Isaac's different from both of them in that like he'll come tell you when he did something.
Our youngest, I will say that's a point of pride for a parent. We raised a really bad liar. She cannot, because she'll get halfway through a lie with a deadpan face and just be halfway through the lie and crack up laughing or smiling. She cannot tell a lie, even when it's to save her own butt. Like she just can't tell a lie. It just kills her, and for some reason she has that nervous laughter, and she'll just start smirking or laughing, and every single time it's like, aha, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, it's amazing how different they are. And like when it comes to people, there are principles that are kind of universal across, but so that's not the part I'm talking about, not that thing, but the how people get to that thing is just so different amongst people.
Yeah.
And like you can kind of see it. Like you I don't know, you're not an insider on church stuff, and I'm really not either. I try to stay away from it most of the time. But you see that like churches very much think that like the reason there's so many different denominations is because they all think their way is the way you get there to the to the information or whatever.
Oh, I suppose.
And it's just like if I'll give you a good example. Like Tanya and I are completely different. Well, that's an understatement. Probably I'm not that's special amongst husbands and wives, but like I can sit down and watch something that's dry, no really like real illustrations, just information. just give me the information, and have a very analytical mind and all of that.
Yep.
And Tanya is completely different. Like she just, whenever like somebody starts talking like that, she just glosses over,
Teresa too.
and or glazes over. Her eyes glaze over, and she just,
It has to be somewhat entertaining, or she can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not the kind that can sit and watch something that's educational or informational purely.
Yeah.
Without some kind of personality or entertainment to it.
Yeah.
She just can't do it. But I love that stuff as long as it's a topic I'm interested in.
Yeah. So people who teach tend to think that, or not, they probably don't really think it, but they tend to act as if everybody learns that way. And they think that's the proper way to learn a thing. And it's like, dude, like some people start on step 3, come back to step 1, jump to step 8, go to step 7, go to step 2, go to step 5, and then they wind up at the end point.
And I need pictures in crayon. Why did I trip up on crayon? That's a hard word today. Crayon. I think I went for Crayola, the brand.
Wasn't there a book or something like men are waffles and women are spaghetti or something like that?
I've heard the Mars and Venus one. I haven't heard that one, but probably.
Yeah. Like men, I didn't read the book, but obviously the gist of it is that, men have nice, neat little boxes that everything kind of goes in. Syrup goes in that little quadrant there. And then whereas women, it's more like it's just spaghetti, it's everywhere. And I know that's a generalization. I'm not saying, but here's the thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's wonderful. I try to tell Tanya all the time that I really appreciate how much of a free spirit she is when it comes to what we do.
Yeah, I could say that about Teresa too. Like over the years, she's kind of learned to roll with the punches in terms of my ADHD business entrepreneur stuff. She really has. And usually she just kind of scoffs at it and stays out of it completely until it starts making money and becomes more formalized. And then that's where she steps in, because then there's a routine and a structure to it, and she could sit down and just do the thing over and over, as to where I can't. That's usually when it gets boring and I have to check out of it. So
yeah,
we're a really good team in that aspect.
So when we started, whenever she started in swimming, I was like, I gave her a SKU system and all of that, and how to store and do all that, because I knew she would just be like, well, today she might feel like putting and doing things this way, and then tomorrow she might feel like doing it a different way. And so I had to give her a very structured, like, this is the way we do it. And even then it would get a little creative. And so actually that's when I instituted like a barcode system. So, I told her, look, you don't even have to think about it anymore. Just scan this and scan the box you put it in, and we're good to go. So that's worked out great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Otherwise, it would be, our SKU system would read something like, in the dining room, in the top shelf of the curio, next to the whatever doll that grandma gave me.
Ours very much started, and probably would still be that system if I hadn't changed it, is I put it there, I'll remember where it's at. That's kind of Teresa's system.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. And whenever we would do this again, I'd tell her, I'd be like, look, at some point, like, you remember all that stuff now, but at some point you're not going to. And so, like, something sold the other day, and I was like, I didn't even know we had that. And she's like, I didn't know we had it either. And I'm the one who listed it.
Teresa has a habit of listing stuff. She'll do kind of like what I'm doing now, and she'll draft a whole bunch of stuff. But for the SKU, she'll just, because she's not putting it away as she's doing it, she'll just put the SKU of inventory. She'll put the word inventory in there, and then she'll never change it. And then 6 months down the road, she'll be looking for an item and she can't find it because it just says inventory. Like that's happened so many times.
Yeah. Like the only breakdown we have now is this actually happened this morning, but it wasn't a breakdown. She scanned the tote that it was going in, but she didn't. She just somehow skipped, or maybe she erased the scan for the item itself. But
yeah,
it was limited to a very small box, so it was easy to find. But I can pull and pack pretty quick. As a matter of fact, if I was going to do pull and pack videos, I'll have to slow down so people don't throw up.
Bit of a whirlwind.
What's that?
Bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah, I can pull our stuff super quick, but finding it super easy. Oh, mate.
Can't list it yet. Looks like somebody spit on it or a bird shit on it.
There's also another hidden, like this is just a no-brainer, kind of a duh thing, but like the different loads that we have, we always have something in the SKU field, so we know which load it came out of, so we can kind of keep track of how much we sold out of it. But yeah. I just make a barcode for that too. So she hits the item, hits the box that's going in, and hits the clicks on the thing.
You're even more organized than we with your barcodes. We don't get that organized. We have totes and shelves that are labeled.
Yeah.
But usually it's in a tote with 12 other things. They're not too hard to find. Sometimes it can be. Depending on the tote. If you have a bunch of really tiny trinket boxes in a big tote, things get a little ugly to find sometimes.
Yeah. At some point we'll quit, doing that with stuff. But like right now with the Texas stuff, it's paid for now.
Oh, awesome.
And it's easy to track that, like, oh, okay. Just punch that in there, search it up, and
that didn't take long, did it?
No, that was pretty quick. That was good.
Gotta love that. I know we've been looking around the shop a little bit. We were noticing yesterday, it seems like we've sold 1 million pieces of Star Wars stuff. Like it feels like we sell that every day, all day, because we have so much of it. But looking around the shop, we have so much Star Wars. So we're going to be selling that shit for 3 years. But the money's been made, I don't know, 10, 12 times over already. But there is so much Star Wars stuff. The big pieces, like the really big expensive pieces, like those 2.5 foot long speeder bikes and some of those big chrome looking ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are still sitting here. I think we've only sold one.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get less old, less fit. So let them sit until Christmas comes around. Somebody's going to pick some of them up.
Yeah. They're not going to get less valuable either. Like that Naboo starship you got.
Yeah.
People finding that in the condition you have it is it's not something just everybody has for sale. So
all the in the box stuff we have, it's just a matter of waiting. I was just shocked when we started looking around yesterday, like how much of it we still have. It's crazy that there's that much still there, considering it's very rare for a day to go by where we don't sell at least a Star Wars piece. And usually it's multiple Star Wars pieces. I think we packed 3 this morning. 2 at least, I know for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Kat, I'm not necessarily on the hunt for another Playmobil buyout, but I'm also not looking. So
always looking.
As soon as we free up some more space to store said load in, I'll probably get more serious about looking. But if I see like something's like a couple of totes or something like that, there's a good chance I will go look for it or go buy it. So I am looking for like that kind of size stuff.
suppose that's the much more common size of load is a couple of totes, not a storage unit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if, like right now, if I saw one of those kind of loads like we picked up, yeah, I'd have to go get it. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say you wouldn't go get it. I know you better than that.
yeah, I'd have to go get it. But I'm at the point now where I'd have to rent a storage facility to put it in. So
That's all right though, because you'd process through it fast enough that I don't think it would stay there long.
no, we would have to make that the priority instead of the stuff we have stored here. But
I'll tell you what you could do with it. Depending on where you pick it up, you could just drive by here and drop it off in the other warehouse over here, and we'll sell it for you on consignment. We got you, Brad.
Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. And if you need me to take some of those Naboo Starfighters or something home and watch over them for you, I can always do that.
Damn it, that sword cut both ways, didn't it?
I'm wanting to work on my room in here and put me some shelves up and put out some of the Star Wars stuff I've gathered up. It's all just sitting neatly in boxes right now.
Yeah.
This is my when I get a chance to just have some me time. I'll work on this room.
When is that going to happen?
Not for a couple months, but never know.
I think they got the wrong record in this box. This isn't the same record. Uh-oh. I got a Crazy Auto cover and a Teresa Brewer record. Let's set that aside. Dang it. Dave the Dude. Todd, don't forget the treadmill. Todd's treadmill is buried in crap again. He ain't going to get to use that treadmill. I know how you could move enough stuff to get that stuff off the treadmill and be able to use it, Todd. Somebody told me a secret on how to move stuff faster. You want to know?
He wants to know.
No, he doesn't. He knows. He's resistant, but I'm going to wear him down.
Well, when you roll big like Todd does with his items, you don't need to list everything.
He does not need to list everything. But he does have stuff that's been sitting a long, long time. Just
Hey,
a great argument for using a promotion strategy where the things that sit the longest get promoted a little better, move a little faster. I don't know. Like, I've heard things.
I wouldn't want to jinx things or speak something into existence, but if we ever have another one of those pandemic type situations, having a death ball comes in real handy.
Yes, it does.
Not because I wouldn't have gone,
For a pandemic, though.
I would have gone out and gotten stuff, but when other people choose to close things down, it's like if you still got some stuff to list,
Yep.
you're in a good place.
All right. That's one of the things I like about having a big load of these records and stuff to list, and you can list them so easy with List Easier is when I have 3 or 4 that don't match up or they're dirty and need a bunch of cleaning or something, they just go in the trash.
Yeah.
I just throw them away. I don't even deal with them anymore.
Oh, Rev Resell sells lots of records.
I saw that.
That's
Sells lots of records the way it looks.
yeah, that's impressive. Of course, he buys a lot of records, but
Yep.
that's impressive stuff.
I don't know. I have a hard time getting into the records. If we hadn't got that estate sale buyout that just happened to have a basement full of records, I don't think I would ever intentionally buy them.
So I have a lot of experience with records. Personally, And one of the things that I know is that you can look at a record and it can look fine, and you can play it and have one spot that's just a problem spot in the record. And some of these collectors, which LP people, vinyl people are very much in that category of collectors, and they are very particular
Yeah.
about that stuff. And so it's hard for me to get motivated to do it. I've done it, but like, I don't have time to listen through everything. I think that's where you just have to get to the spot where you're willing to, if it looks good, let it go. And if you get a return, you get a return. But it's just hard for me to, to do that if I'm going to put my name on it, you know?
I'm trying to think of who I saw the other day. Somebody was talking about one of these big media sellers, like a really, really large, hundreds of thousands of items. It wasn't James, but they had like a 92% positive feedback score, and they were like super proud of that as a media seller.
That would kill me, dude.
I don't understand how you even get a 92% right now with the automated feedback.
Yeah.
Like, you know how bad you have to be with the automated feedback to get 92%?
Yeah.
I mean, pre-automatic feedback, you would probably have been in the 70 percentile.
Yeah. It would, I can see how it'd be super easy to do in the media category because collectors are in their feelings about that stuff. And
Yeah,
rightfully so.
we don't even play with it. If we send out a record or a cassette or a CD and we get a complaint, we just refund, go away. I don't care.
Matt said, my biggest sell from records is a Lana Del Rey Urban Outfitter exclusive. Bought for $450. That's awesome.
Holy cow. Bought for $450?
Boy, it looked like he sold it.
They sold it for $450. Or did you buy it for $450?
I'm assuming he sold. It's his biggest sale, he said. So that's his sale.
There was a Tool album that Shane sold for, I think, around $1,000.
Oh, wow.
That was a cool record. And a great band.
I think my largest like LP sale was like maybe around $75, and I can't remember who it was. Lana Del Rey. I saw at some point she was dating Axl Rose. That's like a odd pairing.
I don't know who Lana Del Rey is. I know who Axl Rose is.
Yeah. Well, let's just say they are generations apart and genres apart.
Yeah.
So it was a weird pairing to me.
Oh, Axl with the weird pairing all by himself.
Yeah. That's what made him so great, or made them so great. I went and saw those guys in Nashville in 2016 after they got back together. And of course, like now they've done so many shows back and everything's gone smoothly that it's no big deal. But it still was like the whole time, like in the back of your mind, there's that little nagging thing like this could go off the rails any minute.
Yeah.
Which gave it a certain kind of energy, which was kind of cool.
I was watching Jordan's show this morning. Were you watching that when he told about his connection to Kiss?
Yeah. I heard I was picking something out, but it's something about they burn a Steinway or something.
Yeah.
Set a Steinway on fire.
Yep. That's crazy. I would have been pissed too.
That really doesn't to me, that doesn't really seem like, I can see how like he might accidentally set a Steinway on fire, but Gene don't seem like the type just to waste stuff. That's kind of interesting. I'd like to know
there was a lot of crazy things going on back then.
So how did he set it on fire, Jordan? That's the question. Was he doing his like blowing fire thing? It just somehow was a casualty of war, so to speak. Collateral damage.
Amazon just paid me. Let's see how much I made. 30, 43, about $44 from Amazon.
I hadn't got an Amazon payout in a couple of years because I hadn't seen anything.
I have to get an extra hamburger today or something. We got extra cheese money now.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know that story, Jordan. That'd be an interesting story. Because Gene's was never like, as much as he played the character, the demon, he was never really, I don't know. I don't want to say he was a choir boy because he's got, he is who he is.
Yeah, no choir boy.
He's a choir boy, but he's also not a destructive force.
I know.
So I'm good. Dairy Queen, is she going? She going to get you some Dairy
I
Queen?
honestly don't know. She grabbed the orders and took off to go drop them off. I have no idea.
Oh,
That's
she's a
the
good boy.
thing. We keep the relationship spicy. I never know if she's gonna feed me or not.
She will. She's a good wife. She'll bring you something back. I have faith in her.
Maybe she'll bring me a pack of cheese curds or something.
See, Charlie Daniels stopped into his store and wanted to buy a Shriner's hat my grandfather had in the windows too before my time. So I actually met Charlie Daniels. They used to have outside of Opryland, there was like this amphitheater.
Yeah.
At Opryland, they used to have this amphitheater place, but it was also connected to the studios where they did some of the stuff for CMT television. And a friend of mine and I, we were there, and it's one of the things, if you're ever in one of those places like a theme park or a concert or anything, if you just walk confidently, like they've gotten a lot stricter now with all the lanyards and all that stuff. But back in the day, if you just walked confidently and acted like you were supposed to be where you were, people just would ignore you. And so we went backstage at the amphitheater there. We just walked through the gates and just strolled right through there, right past the guards and all the people working, and got to the back loading dock where the band was, and Charlie Daniels was back there talking to the band. He wasn't there to do a show or anything. For some reason, he was just there. He is a big old dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was big. I mean, he was just like kind of thick all over and very tall, from what I remember.
Dairy Queen kind of fella, like me.
Yeah, but maybe I was just shorter then too. I don't know. Maybe it seemed, everything seemed bigger when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I drove by the church I went to as a kid a couple of days ago, and it was like, wait, is that small? I thought that place was like a mega church when I was a kid. It's like,
oh yeah, when we came back from the military and moved back towards our hometown and stuff, the first time we went by, the small town and the little house we used to live in, I always thought it was a huge house. It really wasn't. Like, it's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Dairy Queen let me in.
It's terrible right there.
How long you been there? Like 30 minutes?
About an hour.
Holy crap! Brad's not paying attention.
I can't see anything. All I have on my display screen is me in the corner. I can't see anybody else.
Oh, so
I
this
was
is
testing a CD player, and it reminded me of Chris, so I had to come check y'all out.
Did you experience the media blackout the other day or whatever it was on eBay?
What is a media blackout?
Apparently, people were saying like the media thing was just like people couldn't buy in the category, which is interesting.
I don't pay attention, so
I only have like 4 or 5 CDs up. Like, I don't have much media at all. And while people were saying they were in the media category was down, and like they couldn't even like put it in their cart and different things like that, I actually sold.
They've been doing something, man. My media store is down about half right now for like the last 2 weeks.
Our video that comes out tomorrow, we pull our numbers once a week now, and we kind of lead into the video with what our weekly numbers were. Our numbers are half what they were last week, like cut in half. It was a horrible week.
So aren't you curious of what CD I could be listening to remind me of Chris?
George Jones. He stopped loving her today. No.
Hank Williams Jr.
This guy, I think this guy follows Chris around and just wrote stories about him.
Oh no. Not Ray Stevens. I can't see the title, but I know that album cover.
Yes, Ray Stevens. Don't you the one where he my old boy gets kicked out of the Shriners? Can't you see Chris up on the high dive with a?
Yeah. How'd you get that motorcycle up there on the high dive?
Yeah, every song you think that could be Chris. Yeah, I don't have much time. I got to go to the doctor, and I got to leave here in like 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, but the media has been weird. The other store came back to life it came back to life for 2 days. Now it's dead again today, which is weird.
Yesterday
But,
was a good day. Finally, it picked back up for us.
we had a real nice day Sunday. The last 2 days have been real nice, but then today I've got like 3 sales.
I wonder if they're having some trouble with the AI integration
That wouldn't be surprising.
as far as search goes.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but they're breaking shit. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, it's as soon as it turned back on, like we had a really good day. So it's I mean it all even out. I really don't care, but it was weird to have a week where we were kind of back up to our normal, and then immediately the next week they cut our numbers in half.
Yep.
And it ain't the stuff. Like we were listed, we were doing everything right. It ain't the stuff. It just shut off for a week. That's just the eBay roller coaster.
Yeah, our sales are usually pretty steady throughout the day, and we've had a couple of days this past week where like it'll be like late into the evening, like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it'd be like we'll like look at each other and be like, "Oh, eBay hadn't turned on today," and then like by 9 o'clock, it's like you hear the first ching, and then like over the next 2 hours, you'll hear like 5 or 6 more, and it's like, well, whatever was going on is not going on anymore.
Whatever works.
And then I go quiet for another 10, 12 hours, which is really weird. You know, everything runs in spurts. Like last night, even Joni noticed on her phone, she's like, "You've gotten like 8 notifications." As soon as I'm like, "Damn it, I can't believe she said it." As soon as she said it, it was over.
She jinxed it.
I'm like, you're supposed to ignore those and let's let it ride it out until it quits.
Dude, it bothers Tanya bad, and I just have to tell her. I tell her all the time, like, look, just quit looking at that. Quit looking at the total for today, and just keep looking at your 7-day total.
Let's see if I get anybody else.
You got to roll.
Hey, Dave, you're watching any of that kind of stuff. You watch out for if you ever go back in a thrift store. That's Disney, Austin and Alley. It's like a $20 CD. Any of that 90s Disney. This was 2012. It's not as old as I thought it was, but it's still. That probably works too because there weren't as many CDs. CDs are starting to decline.
Jordan says.
Overall, that bad days or the whole bad week last week, our traffic was actually up. Our sales just weren't there.
Yeah, same.
Jordan says eBay was the #1 downside on Down Detector when it happened. So
Nice.
And then I picked this one up.
So the Beatles.
No, it's somebody's version of the Big Dogs, Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
Big Daddy Sergeant. It's a tribute. Somebody put from the music library of somebody. I gotta get the sticker off. Let's do that while I'm thinking about it.
Leave it on. Oh, you're gonna ruin the cardboard cake. Teresa had to resurface one of those CDs that we sold the other day with the hand crank resurfacer. She's been complaining about her arm for a day and a half now. So it wouldn't be hard to talk about in a resurfacer. Look at that.
You think you're dealing with an amateur. I've taken off more stickers in my lifetime than
Like a pro. I don't even bother anymore. I just leave them on there.
Hey, Dave's in the audience. Should we tell him the secret, Dave?
What are we telling Dave?
Tell y'all the secret of how to get these things off. He knows. He's been getting off stickers.
Get a J.
Right here.
Oh, the resurfacers, yeah. Yeah, we've got some of that. Teresa's more patient. She'll take stickers off. I don't bother her. If it isn't going to hurt the value, I'll just leave it on. Teresa's my sticker peeler. She'll sit there with a thing of like Gooby Gone, like whatever the hell that is, and then these little Jiffy peeler things.
Oh man, that stuff leaves residue. This don't leave any residue.
Yeah.
Corey's like the paramedic that works on you for like 45 seconds and then says, call it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to work in that field. There'd be a high casualty rate.
Teresa would be the kind that while she's doing the compressions, and she'd be like, my arm's hurting. I'm dying over here.
JP, whoever you are, hair dryers suck. Don't use a hair dryer.
Well, you just did. You just used the industrial one. Whoa, what is that?
It's called an embossing heat tool. It's a craft one. Because it doesn't get hot here. The end doesn't get hot. You don't get burned. And the hair dryer, the problem is it goes everywhere. I bought this at a yard sale, man. It was $1 at a yard sale. I can't leave it.
It got worse with the explanation, didn't it, Brad?
Yeah. You sure that's what it's for, Scott?
Oh, this one.
Don't sniff it, Scott.
Yeah, Scott, here's a chip. Where's your affiliate link? You should be throwing a link in.
To a yard sale?
No, to the little tool you just showed.
They're in all my links and all my stores. Yeah, I don't wimp out. Use the real ones. You know how many times I cut myself on these things?
Oh, I like that metal one, but it dulls pretty quick.
I just found something I didn't send with my taxes. Dang it! Now I gotta go back.
Yeah, yeah, those the little bitty ones. Just because you can direct it to a certain spot makes it really nice, and the end doesn't get hot.
And so, what's it used for actually, or what is it? What is it actually built
Just
for?
If you need to melt something with crafting, or a lot of crafters use those. It's called an embossing tool, whatever that is.
Okay, so like one of those things that would melt the wax so you can stamp it, or okay.
Embossing tool.
Embossing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw somebody when I first started this thing in 14 or 15 on Amazon. I saw somebody using the lighter fluid in these makeup wedges.
Yeah.
These makeup wedges. The difference between them and like using like paper towels and stuff is they don't lose.
Hey, Brandon.
You can use them over and over, and they hold the moisture in. So because that lighter fluid evaporates so fast.
Yeah. So is that little tool you have, the embossing tool, does that show up in discrete packaging or?
Y'all are just terrible.
Scott's like, I should.
What orifice are you sticking it up that you want to run hot air up in there?
Well, it ain't my tool. I use the makeup pads.
I've used those. They're all right.
Are they the consistency of those little things? Are they like magic eraser, or is it more dense than that?
They're more dense.
Okay.
They don't break apart.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can do like a little scrubbing with them, like that. Certain things will tear them up. So if you're trying to get marker off, if you hit it with hand sanitizer. We just got these plates. So
Tanya's
just
on.
nice and regular.
Let's see.
Hand sanitizer deforms it pretty quick. Lighter fluid.
It's just got a bunch of alcohol in it, basically, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it tears this foam up. Yeah, I'd order them on Amazon too. I get tired of trying to hunt them down, and I'm like, I'm an old white dude. How am I supposed to know where makeup wedges are in Walmart? I got tired of looking for them. I'm like, you know what? Walmart will bring them. Amazon will bring them to the house.
Yep.
So my hack for that is I just open up the Walmart app, look for the in stock. Tells you tells you what aisle it's
Yeah, but
on.
when I used to look for those, there was no Walmart app.
Chris, what are you doing back in here? Finish your burger.
Chris, go spend time with your wife.
Tammy,
so what is a Golden Goose coffee maker?
They're
Jordan was talking about those this morning.
Yeah, what was the brand? It was PS initials, but
I don't remember.
Dr. Silex.
Yes, that's the brand, but it's like the Mother Goose version. They got like the
Jennifer had one. She sold on Whatnot for $3.95.
You got ripped off.
I think the stuff the one you're talking about is.
We were looking at sold comps for like $900 and $1,000 this morning.
They're not the same one. She got basically the same that were going on the eBay today. Maybe hers was Hartstead, whatever that Homestead or whatever that.
I couldn't believe the comps that were coming up for those. Even just the parts like the pot and the coffee basket thing. So we'll be on the watch out because they look like something you would just see at a thrift store or in your grandma's basement. Like they don't look like anything. We'd probably walk by it if we saw it.
Yeah, there's a coffee maker.
Yeah. I know you like coffee makers, so I figured you'd probably know about those.
That's a vintage Bun-O-Matic, Pour-O-Matic. More people should pick them up. That thing was $4 at a thrift store, and it got $69 plus 20 shipping. I got $90 for that coffee maker.
Nice.
But that one, if you the buns or the commercial machines, I threw it away twice before I figured out how to work it. It's not like it doesn't have a pump in it, and so you've got to put the water in it completely filled and let it run for 30 minutes, and then it will. When you add the water you want, it'll push it out, the hot water out.
Yeah, because the old buns actually used the pressure from the water heating up to push them, right?
That's what that one does.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the other one? This is another one. This is the second one. I just picked it up. I sold the other one for I got $48 for the other one. I paid $2.50 for this one and $5 for the other one.
I thought everybody used a Keurig nowadays.
Nah. So here, Upstate Picker, if you that were in coffee for years, so you know what the kids, the Gen Z, what they're calling these things now? These are not, the old drip coffee makers. They're calling these electric pour overs.
Seriously?
Yeah. And there's been a resurgence.
I know we always used to use a pot like that, but I don't drink that much coffee anymore. I have 2 cups every day, and I wouldn't want to make a bunch of coffee just to waste. So I just use the K cups now.
So I'm tearing this one apart tonight. The carafe will sell for $35. That lid will sell for $20. That'll sell for like $24.
Yeah, be like Chris,
grinder.
Coffee pot for.
Don't tell. Hey, Chris, go away because I don't want you calling me, ask me, should you buy something?
He's going to anyway.
And then that's like another 18 to 20. This one has a lot of parts on it, which is good. Or if you wanted to sell it, it still sells for about $50.
Now I'm gonna have to go buy some, Jordan. Gotta try it. Right now, I was ordering most of my coffee from that company in Wisconsin that Lilac Seller always brought the coffee to the meetups. Christ, what was the name of it? I'll have to ask Teresa. She's the one that ordered it. But we've lately switched just basic black Dunkin' Donuts coffee or whatever is on the shelf at the gas station. Never grew up enough to drink coffee.
So Matt, Joni has a Cuisinart in there that runs espresso pods and Keurig pods and will brew regulars. It'll do all three.
That's too fancy. I can't wait that
Paid
long.
like
Coffee.
I think you paid $249 for that stupid machine.
I'm on a timer when I roll out of bed. My coffee has to beat the clock, so it's got to be quick.
That's the amazing thing. A lot of these little, like I've tested and listed a couple of Mr. Coffee's, the little 4-cup ones. When you plug them in, they're hot as fire. I mean, they're putting out they heat up water so freaking fast.
Matt, I'll drink it. You bring it over. Just don't put any frou-frou shit in it. I like my coffee hot and black.
Before I go, you want to see the strangest coffee maker I ever found?
Yeah.
I gotta get it out of the house.
If he brings Joni out, he's gonna be mad because of what he called her. Caramel macchiato is not coffee, Matt. It's caramel dessert.
All right, so we're currently arguing whether I get to sell this or not.
Lag.
It's a Melita. So inside the thing, it has the sugar, the coffee. It's a travel coffee maker, and a creamer, one for powder creamer. The coffee machine itself is that.
Okay, where's it put the
So
coffee?
you lift it up, and get the cup out. You have to pull the water out to get the cup out.
Uh-oh. Listed parts and repair, missing parts.
No, she wants my wife. She wants to keep it. Joni wants to keep it. So the crazy thing brews over the cup from the side.
Cool.
This thing goes in here somewhere. I don't know how it goes. She figured it out the other day.
That seems complicated. I don't think I would like that.
But this one, I just found out it was really interesting. It was at the thrift store for $2. I don't think they even knew what it was. Most things they try to test, but this one they didn't try to test it. But it's
Brad likes that frou-frou coffee with all the sugar and crap in it.
Kat says she's got 2 travel coffee sets listed right now. Well, I will not be joining you because this is being stolen from me as we speak. Because she's in the kitchen. She's like, "That's mine. Where are you going with it?" I'm like,
I'll be back.
but I'd never seen one like this. So it was actually $3. I bought it on St. Patrick's Day, so that was 25% off on Senior Day. So if you wore green and were a senior, they were giving you 50% off. So that's how it became $1.50.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna play their game just for 50% off. Did you wear green?
And so I did not. I had on like a bluish green undershirt on, because it was cold that day. And I go there every day. The guy's like, dude, where's your green? I'm like, I look right at him and lied. I'm like, I'm red, green, colorblind. Is this not green? He goes, close enough. I'll give it to you.
I'm wearing my green big girl underwear. You want to see?
I told him that too. Of course, he said, sure, right here. I'm like,
An American thing to do. Oh, just for St. Patty's Day type thing? Probably. I don't know. We don't jump on all those little holidays like St. Patty's Day and Valentine's Day and all that stuff. We've just never been big celebrators for that kind of stuff. So we don't really do anything for that.
us either.
Christmas and Thanksgiving, that's about it. That's our holiday. We don't even really do much for Easter. Just Christmas and Thanksgiving is about it.
So how does the one person who can't sell anything online go on vacation once a month?
I don't know. He cashed out the coffee store, I guess. He's writing it off on his taxes as a sourcing trip. That's what I'd do.
Everywhere I go is a sourcing. I'm about to go to the doctor. It's a sourcing trip.
You gonna get some compression sticks?
No, because there's thrift stores on each side of it.
Oh, there you go.
I just happen to be going to the doctor. Oh, look. I can't believe. Look, there's a doctor's office. I'm going to check that out, too. Just helping me, so I have to take my own postage.
Yeah. I like my Teresa. She does a lot. She's the work mule here for sure. She outworks me every day. She likes to say I do the thinking and she does the working. Nothing wrong with that.
There goes a ghost.
Uh-oh.
You say abracadabra and I get more media listeners.
Out there making the money.
More box.
Nope, he's
All right,
stealing.
going to the doc.
See you, Scott.
Scott. I heard my moneymaker walk back in the door just now.
On average, Matt?
She's scratching around in the kitchen in there. Sounds like. Get to work!
I would say, Matt, I spend more time in the house than out in the shop. I come to the shop when there's work to do, when I have to be in the shop. But if I don't have to be in here, if I got to be on the computer to edit or whatever we're doing, I'm in the house. For sure.
That's right. Is that the TV I hear in there? I don't want you watching TV. I need you to get back to listing.
She gonna come and stick a knife in you.
Here she comes. What are you doing watching TV? I need you to get to work.
I'm having
Wow.
You're crazy.
working at 6:30 this morning.
Food is for the week.
So
Water's for the week. Food's for the week.
you're just hanging out with your friends.
Oh,
So,
this Playmobil ain't gonna sell itself. Get out there. Get to work. Got to eat. That's the weakest excuse I ever heard. Oh, me. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's like almost 2 o'clock. She's not here with your food yet?
No.
Mm,
I went on a shopping trip. See, it's starting to get into that sneaky part of the garage sale and estate sale season where they
Yeah.
just kind of pop up
yeah.
because it starts feeling a little bit warm. And sometimes if she takes orders in without me and she sees one, she'll sneak over to it. So I don't know what
That's
she's
how-
doing.
Maybe she's coming home with some profit.
She's sneaky like, yeah, how dare her go to work?
Yeah. Oh, me. Let's see.
No, that ain't where she's at. She's in the house. I see the car here, so she's back.
Oh,
But she
wow.
brought Dairy Queen in the house. She just didn't bring me any.
Well, you just take for granted they're going to be sweet.
I know. That's not always going to happen.
Maybe she heard something on the. She turned it on and heard something that made her unhappy. And she decided, I'm not going to help him today.
That's always a danger. You never know.
Man, I'm not Jesus. I can't be perfect. Come on.
Close, but we ain't there yet.
Yeah. No.
Definitely a different show without poor Chris here. We don't have the patient for therapy, so it changes.
Did anybody in the chat need anything fixed? We can't fix it, but we can say a lot of stuff.
We can make fun of it until you can laugh about it.
Yeah. So one of the last leader things I worked on was about asking. It's about questions, which is a pretty common thing in leadership stuff. That the quality of question you ask, kind of determines what you can learn from a situation or from people. But I always try to think of it in three different categories for myself, or cups, if you want to think of it that way, or boxes, like the personal, the leadership church stuff, and then, the business type stuff with what we do. But
I have like paper cups.
do you? We have
Anytime.
red solo cups. What we have.
No, it's the paper ones that get soggy and start leaking after a little while. Even the good quality solo cups.
Yeah. I saw a meme the other day about, I don't remember what the date on it was, but the date was, we had plastic straws with paper cups, and now we got paper straws with plastic cups.
I'm telling you, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I actually, we have a McDonald's in the town where we're at. We have a Dairy Queen. I'm almost to the point where I refuse to go to McDonald's. I just won't do it, no matter whether I'm in the mood for it or not, because I hate those plastic cups. I hate them. The ice melts almost instantly. They're the biggest piece of crap. I don't even want to deal with them, so I just won't even go. Matter of fact, one of the gas stations changed to those same type of plastic cups. I go over to the coffee machine and get the large coffee cup and fill it with soda and just tell them it's soda. I don't use the plastic cups there either. I don't know why they have to mess with crap sometimes.
I think all the thing with the paper straws I haven't been paying attention, but it must have went away, because like everything here is plastic again.
Yep, they went back to plastic straws with paper wrappers.
There was something about just the texture of the paper straws that just,
yep.
I don't know, it weirded my mouth out.
It was a dumb idea to begin with.
Yeah. I didn't like it. Don't like it.
Grams of popped cup koozies. We could. I use koozies enough that we could make some, but who would use them? Just me.
I think at this point, you just need to open source every reseller's merch and just make your own.
Just make merch for everybody else?
No, I'm just saying, steal everybody else's ideas.
Yep.
But see, what's that thing? It's plagiarism if it's only one source. But if you take from a bunch of different sources, it's research.
I don't know if that hold up in court, but it's worth a shot.
Maybe not, but
I was just researching. I had to sell it to fund my research.
sometimes people get precious about their ideas when the truth is it wasn't their original idea anyway. Like, if they see somebody doing the same thing they did, like, for example, reseller podcasts. It's like, I heard, I can't remember who it was, but I remember hearing it. They thought a bunch of people copied them because they were the first. And I'm like, you ain't the first. There was a dozen before you ever did get your first podcast. People, I've been watching podcasts, not necessarily reselling podcasts, but podcasts since probably 2004 or earlier, maybe 2003, probably about 2004.
Been watching podcasts a long time.
Like,
Not podcasts, but just podcasts in general.
Yeah, like almost as soon as they came out, I was watching them. And it's like, there's nothing novel. I mean, people have been talking about a subject on a podcast for 2 decades or more.
And reseller podcasts are, man, anybody that's doing it for any amount of time, much respect, because that's tough, because your talking pool of things that you can even remotely have a conversation about is pretty small, and then you're on rinse and repeat for the rest of your life. Like, it's just a podcast that's almost destined to fail if it stays in the podcast arena. You almost have to just be nonsense or branch into something else, because it's,
I don't know. The one stress test on your theory is those the Pure Hustle podcast guys. They have somehow kept it. I watched one of their episodes, I didn't watch it, but I had it on maybe yesterday morning.
Yep.
And it's like, I was just thinking the whole time, I was like, these guys have just kept it straight up what it is,
But if you go back, like, they were one of the first reselling podcasts I listened to, because I just put them on and I'd hop on the lawnmower and just listen to them while I was mowing. But they did the same topics 1,000 times.
Go spend time with your wife. What are you doing on a podcast with us?
Just wanted to show y'all this real quick. It's pretty neat. I'm gonna flip the camera around.
I've seen the woods before.
Huh?
I've seen the woods before.
Right. So this is where we're staying at. Only here for a couple nights. Pretty
in the
cheap.
woods?
Yeah, we got this place pretty cheap, man. So let me turn it.
Okay.
So here's the
All I
camera.
saw was a tree. All I saw was a tree for a minute. I'm like, I hope they didn't charge you a whole lot.
You just put the hammock.
Yeah, so we're going inside. You got a little small kitchen in here. Got a fireplace. It's just a one big room TV, a little sketchy little sofa right there, no big deal. Then we got the big bed there. Then there's a bathroom in there with a humongous tub. That's what Tammy said. But this is my favorite right here. I can go swimming while I'm here.
Swimming.
Look at it. Yeah, I can go swimming. And of course, we got the rocking chairs. We just sit, and then of course, the view is like there's another cabin, and another cabin. So,
All right. Well, here's Chris. When y'all are sitting out there, don't ask her any questions or say anything. Just let her enjoy herself.
right. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys this, man. But
Is there a lake? Is there a lake or a stream nearby?
No, we're actually in Pigeon Forge, so we're probably. What's that?
You can't fish while you're camping?
Well, I mean,
That's
yeah, but I
content. Content, brother.
Poles. I mean, there's some trout streams around here going through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge stuff.
That's content. You can count the mileage.
Here's what you do.
I know.
Go back down the hill, find the Walmart, buy some minnows, throw them in that hot tub, and then let them out and make some content.
Or do like them people I saw at Walmart last week. You can just fish out of the retainer pond.
There you go. If there's no fishing, it ain't.
No, we just gonna relax, man. I mean, this is just days of anniversary, so we're gonna go to town here real quick. We want to make sure we can go ahead and get in here because they say you can't check in till 4:00, but we're an hour early. But so we gotta go back to town and get a few groceries, and then we're probably just gonna hang out up here. We want to go do one thing tomorrow. There's something we want to do, a place we want to go eat at, and that's pretty much it. And then just hang out and relax. sightsee or whatever if we're going to. But I mean,
Well, here's a tip: if you see fire on the mountain, run, boy, run.
right? Yeah. I mean, this place caught fire not too long ago, a few years ago. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to show y'all. Let's say hi, and we will see y'all Thursday night because I'll be back Thursday. So we'll see y'all Thursday night.
All
Well,
right,
happy,
Chris. You guys
happy
have a-
anniversary.
All right. Talk to you later, guys.
Shut it off, Chris. Fire in the mountain, run, boy, run. That's just wrong.
I watched some of those
There's a fire
videos.
on that mountain. He probably started it.
I saw when they had those fires up there, some of those videos of people driving out of there.
Yeah.
That's hairy stuff, dude.
That was
freaky.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how fast they were back up. Like
Yeah.
they did a good job of like cleanup and recovery and getting back up. I think it took them a couple years, but still, considering the scope of the damage, they did
Yeah.
pretty good. I'll bet it don't look the same as it did last time I was there.
It'd be interesting. I'd like to see the there in North Carolina where they had the flood from the hurricane and all that. I'd like to see how that's coming along because that was wiped out.
Yeah.
I drove that road. I drove that road just a couple of years ago, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. It'd be interesting to see. Well, you can't even get in there, probably. Some of it.
Yeah, I don't think California is doing a good job of recovering from the fires. I think basically everything burned down, and now they can't get building permits for anything. So
yeah, well, they're going to have to
stagnant. I have a theory about that, but that's more Scott Channel stuff.
I heard somebody talking about that. Who was I heard talking about it? They might have been talking to somebody like a Micro or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like one of the things they were talking about was just how many codes have stacked on top of each other there over the years. And
I think
so
I know what you're talking about, and I think it was on Micro. He's a comedian, Norm Macdonald.
it might have been
Either him or that blonde lady.
Norm's dead now.
Or
Norm's
not Norm. I'm not talking about Norm. What the heck?
Yes, Adam Carolla.
Yes.
Carolla. That's who it was. Yeah. And he was talking about how codes have just been stacked on top of codes, and stuff like the how they do the foundations to like account for earthquakes and stuff, but how it's like completely overdone and over the years it's just made the cost of building just astronomical. And
I mean, there's a lot of crap around the California and stuff like that. Like it almost makes you think, if I took one of the most overpopulated places on Earth, because it's basically climate-wise paradise on Earth, but it's so expensive you can't live there, and I've got a ton of money to invest in it, and I want to buy the land up regardless. It seems to make a lot of sense to basically let homelessness and drug addicts go wild and just turn it into a shithole and then burn half of it down, and then I can come up and buy it up for a mint. It just seems awful convenient. It's hard to ignore all the stacked up shit that's kind of leading to that, where it's just going to be owned by developers pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, that's the guy I was talking about, the friend of mine that moved here from California with the Mexican restaurant, looking for that stuff. One of the reasons he left, so before he came to Tennessee, he actually made a pit stop in Texas for a little bit, but one of the reasons he left was like they needed a well where they were. There's no water supply to where they're at.
Yep.
And to get a well like dug, they still had to get water permit and all that stuff. They'd like have some kind of permits for water and stuff like that. But it was like a $30,000 ordeal to get a well. And it's
Crazy.
like,
well, it's a big one.
Yeah, I know. Like here, you can have somebody come dig you one, tap it, and set it up for probably $2,500.
Yeah, but literally call the guy that's got the truck in town, and he'll come out with all the pipe, and he'll just dig the well.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow.
And then he had to pay a fee. He had to pay a fee when he finally left. So he did that. He actually dug the well and did all that. Then he was going to have to pay a fee for his own water.
Yeah.
Every year, and he was like, no.
I suppose they consider they kind of. I don't understand how they're selling you your own water bag just because you're tapped into the same water table that covers half the area.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
insane.
thing. Like they were outside of whatever, but it's still. He just got he loved living there, but he just got fed up with it, and I just can't handle it anymore.
I think it's going that way for a lot of people, and I think that's kind of the plan.
It's kind of sad. I mean, because literally, like to hear him talk about the weather, it was just perfect all year round.
I know, and I think the saddest part about it is that's how we end up with people here in South Dakota with pink hair and stupid politics. Like they're all leaving places like that, and they're coming to places like this, and they're just ruining the Midwest. Like they were where they needed to be. Let them have their homes.
I hadn't seen any of that, but we do have a lot of California transplants here. My neighbor's new parents they're here from California.
Now we've had some people come in from like Seattle and California and stuff that we actually got along with really well. They just don't tend to stick here. They stick for about one winter and they're like, fuck that. And then they're back in a truck.
Yeah, I can't imagine if I was going to pick a place to go that it would be North Dakota, South Dakota. That seems a little extreme.
Yep.
No,
I love it. This is my kind of crazy though. The stuck in the house for the better part of the year and people aren't real close to you. Like I can't throw a rock and hit a neighbor's house around here. I got to go across the highway and, across the section that way. Like everybody's spread out. You get people mind their own business more. It's just not a congested place. And it's miserable for a good chunk of the year, but it keeps the other kind of crazy people out. Nobody's out here mugging somebody in 40 below weather. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, the worst crime here, for the most part, is like people driving around and trying to find stuff to take and sell for scrap somewhere or something,
Yep.
But
yeah. You want to talk about solving a homeless problem? Live in a place where it's too damn cold to survive outside for more than an hour for part of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, they like around here it's kind of known if you got something that has a hitch on it, you don't put it where it's easy for somebody to just back up to it and take off with it.
Yep.
Because they will. But
yeah, well there's bad people everywhere. I'm not saying there's not bad people here. There definitely are. But they got to work a lot harder to be a bad person here.
Yeah. What's funny, I had a friend that had he had a high-end instrument place in town. It was a guitar shop. They sold all instruments and like serviced the band instruments for the high schools and junior highs and all that. But these guitars, they're like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 acoustic guitars, just really high end. The electric stuff they had was all like $25,000 to $4,000 stuff, like nice stuff. And they would get broken into like quite often. And but what's weird is they would only ever take the so that at night when they would close, they'd take the cash out of the cash register, but leave all the change. Yep. They'd come in and leave $6,000 guitars, just steal that change. And
we got trouble.
It happened to them a couple of times, and so like they asked the cops, they're like, why are they not taking this good stuff? And he said usually this happens a lot in town, and it's just people who are needing a fix, and they just need some money. They don't need something
turn over quick.
They don't need something they have to go and try to figure out how to get rid of it, which is one of the reasons why like metal stuff gets stolen a lot. It's easy for them to take it and drop it at one of our recycling places and get some cash for it. But
I would have to say a lot of resellers are introverted and they like to stay hunkered down and away from society. But I don't know. I don't think that was the lifestyle for me because I need the action. I need liveliness. I don't like to be in the plains. But people just have to be smart. Like if you're in a big city, you're not waking up 3 in the morning, walking in a neighborhood you're not familiar with, or it's a little seedy. You don't leave expensive items in the car. That's window shopping for thieves. Um, it's all about adapting and
That's
knowing where you are.
shouldn't have to. That's a horrible thing to say, Matt.
But it's the truth.
You have to adapt to a criminal. I'll tell you what. If I was forced to live in a city and I had to worry about that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I would become the terror that flaps in the night. I would buy a cape and I would start solving the issue. I couldn't live in a city like that because I've never in my life had to put those kind of considerations in front of how I live my life. And if
Yeah.
I had to, that's what we call fighting words here. If that was a thing that I had to do, I would solve the issue in a way that would probably put me in 3 hots and a cot. Like I couldn't live in a place like that.
But let's say you have an expensive technology. You want to just leave it in the car. You wouldn't put it in the home.
I do. I leave it in my car now if I want. I can leave anything in my car. My car's not locked.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
worry
if you
about
lived in the city and you didn't think about crime and anything, you would still leave it in the car.
Well, that's just it. No, I probably wouldn't. But it's a very tough It's a very tough hypothetical to put myself in because I couldn't live like that. I would
Yeah.
very quickly become a criminal myself or migrate away from the problem. But one way or the other, the problem would have to be solved. That's just not the way I was raised. A thief is like the worst kind of person, and they have to worry about the crime and the homelessness, and that's just not how I was raised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tolerate it.
I guess it's a trade-off, right? I mean, if you want convenience as opposed to,
How much more?
living out.
How convenient is that?
No, I meant like instead of driving 20 miles to just get groceries or something, and as opposed to walking. So you have to take the good and the bad, right? You want to live on top of each other for the convenience, or do you want to have property, but you have to drive out a long
I think
ways
it's just
to
a
get things?
values. I think it's a values thing in how you were raised. It really depends on how you were raised. I was raised in a small town. Like we had 612 people in the whole town when I grew up and graduated high school from there. If there was a homeless person in town, he wasn't homeless for very long. We solved it. We'd go to him and find out, why is he homeless? Is he nuts? Does he need to be somewhere? Then we'd get him in there. Is he down on his luck and he's having a hard year? He needs help.
Yeah.
People help him. That's not the culture in a big city.
The problem is
changes a lot.
the problem is the politics. They don't serve the people anymore. So because of that,
But
you
the
have
people
to. Yeah, but because of that, if you want to live in the city, you just have to adjust whether you like it or not, right? I've always been a big city person. This is nothing. This is nothing compared to what it was in the 70s, 80s. You ever saw the movie The Warriors? I was in that in New York. I dealt with burning homes, burning cars, robbery, spray paint, muggings.
I would lag. You're right.
It's not like that anymore. And unfortunately, the media plays a picture of how bad it is, and people just feed on it and feed on the paranoia. And it's just bad because, like, even the suburbs in where I am, they're like, "Oh, you live in the city? Oh, that's shady." I'm like, "When's the last time you've been in the city?" Oh, 2 years ago.
I mean, even at a smaller scale, there is that culture clash even on a small scale. I mean, even just taking us out of the area we live in and putting us in a city like Omaha, that's not even something most people that are from New York or Portland would consider a city.
Yeah.
In Omaha almost feels like you have to put yourself on hypervigilance and be on guard. Like there is a stress to it because you're around that many people, and there is higher crime in Omaha.
Yeah.
And there are some of those city problems in Omaha that we're not used to where we live. And I could handle going there. We've been to a lot of cities, but I could never live there. Like when we leave, even Omaha, it's like the stress just melts off of you. It's like you've been ready to be, you're ready to defend yourself at all times in a city, or at least paying way more attention to your surroundings. Like out here, you don't have to do that. You just don't have. If I don't even have to be home. If somebody tried to rob my home, my neighbor would shoot him.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, everyone's built differently, but don't paint a picture about the city if you never even lived in the city. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have to live in the outhouse to know it smells like shit.
Well, I don't know. Like, I live in the city. I'm still here, right? I'm not dead. I'm not
I know a
anything.
lot of good people from the cities. I'm not
Yeah.
saying everybody in the city's bad. I'm saying
Yeah.
the environment is something that I'm not built for. I wasn't
Yeah.
raised that way.
And that's fine.
It's just a different pace.
Yeah.
Than
Way
anything for me.
I understand. I just don't want to paint a picture that is all negative. I mean, there
When I
are
go,
positives to it.
so when we go to the city, like the biggest city around us is Nashville, but I never feel like unsafe when I go there.
Hmm.
I feel frustrated because of the traffic, which Nashville is one of the worst cities that I've been to traffic wise.
Yeah.
Because of the way it's laid out, and there's no way they're going to fix it. But
Nashville is fine, but Memphis is bad.
Memphis, yeah, you don't want to. I've got a sister-in-law. She ran. I don't remember which. She was like a regional manager for one of the jewelry places. I don't know which one it was, but she would have to go work the one in Memphis quite a bit, and she said it is really sketch in Memphis.
Yeah.
There's parts of any big city that are less than ideal. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Well, we
pretty
went
universally.
when we were on our way to Texas. We stopped in like Little Rock and stayed there and like went around, did some stuff, and it just, to me, it seemed like any other place, just more people, and it's not really that big of a place.
Hmm.
Yeah.
On the way home, Isaac was looking up, like he wasn't looking it up, but something came up on his feed about the 10 deadliest places in the United States, and like Memphis was on there and Little Rock was on there. And Isaac's like, we've been through like half of these places in the last 2 weeks.
St. Louis must be in there too.
Didn't even know you were in danger.
St. Louis. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. It just,
Yeah, if I took Corey to Portland, he'd be a deer in headlights probably.
I'd be in jail.
To me, like when we go, like I said, when we go like somewhere, the thing that seems, it's not really sketch. You see a lot. You do see some shady people out walking around in Nashville and downtown Nashville, the different places, but the traffic is the thing that I just couldn't deal with that. I got family members that drive to Nashville every day to work and back, but it's like you can't go anywhere fast. It takes you a while to go anywhere in Nashville right now. So
yeah, it takes me an hour to go sourcing to a town that's an hour away.
Yeah.
If you live in a place like Nashville, it takes you an hour to go 5 miles away. True. I'm actually driving 40, 50 miles.
Yeah.
So I kind of like where we are. We're 7 miles from pretty much 2 different cities. 6 miles in one direction, 7 miles in another direction. But yeah, we're kind of like, it's a very
Which city are you in between?
We're in between a town called Tullahoma and a town called Winchester. But literally, we could be at Walmart in 10 minutes.
Jordan,
10 minutes less, 15 minutes to a different Walmart. So it's like, I kind of like where we live. It's easy to get there and get home. And then, but we're also close to like Murfreesboro, which is probably the fastest growing city in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
We're like 40 minutes from there, and then another 20 minutes from Nashville. So
we used to live in Sioux Falls where we source, and it's the bigger city on this side of South Dakota. Not a big city by any means, but 250,000 people. And when we were younger, you're right. But when you said something about convenience, you're kind of right. It's nice to have options to go to a theater or go eat at a restaurant or all those things. I think as we got older, we were like, those things are way less important now.
Yeah. Once you settle down and had kids, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
No, it quickly lost its appeal.
Well, maybe that's the asking questions thing I was talking about earlier. Do you think you would think differently, Matt, if you had children?
Oh yeah. If I had children, I would move to the suburbs. but I don't have children, so I mean, it's just more convenient being in the city. Plus, I'm kind of, I guess I'm pigeonholed a little bit. My wife doesn't drive, so like if I do have to drive, I mean, I'm the only driver, and I have to drive to and from. So convenience is big for me. But
Cool.
yeah, if I had kids, definitely the suburbs. I wouldn't say I would move to South Dakota because I'd be bored out of my mind there. But I'll move somewhere a little bit more rural.
You can't
Yeah.
be bored in South Dakota.
So how far do you have to get out of say like Portland to get into like very rural areas?
You to go east more to like Bend and further out, or you go south more to close to Northern California. That's when it gets a little less people.
Like, but like how far away would that be?
We're talking about maybe 5-6 hour driving.
Oh dang! See
Yeah.
here, like so like let's say you're in Nashville, you drive for 45 minutes. Once the traffic moves, you can drive 45 minutes and you're like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like
See,
Nashville's very dense, and it's just like, and there's like a bunch of like different places we call like, there's a place called Antioch, there's a place called Gallatin, there's a bunch of, you know, Spring Hill, all these different places, but to us it's all Nashville.
yeah.
Even though it's like, you know, suburbs of Nashville. But if you go a little bit further, like you get into the middle of nowhere. Like you can live like Corey, you know, 45 minutes to an hour away from Nashville.
We have to drive 45 minutes to get somewhere.
Yeah. I can't live the life like Corey because like it's too quiet for me. I need the noise too. I need that white noise because if I don't hear anything, I hear the cricks and cracks in the home. I feel like there's home invasion in my house.
We hear that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people come, it's like it's very quiet here.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
if I understand your side of the coin, you want it quiet so you have your peace of mind.
This thing, what we're used to. I got a train that rolls through here once an hour, you know, about a quarter of a mile away. So
I used to live across the street from a fire station, so I'm used to the noise.
It doesn't even wake me up.
Yeah, it don't wake me up either.
Which this is funny. This is what I've talked to my wife about this, but the train goes by, you know, once an hour or less, you know, like sometimes it's like 2 or 3 trains an hour. That won't wake her up, but our dog barking outside wakes her up.
I like
Cat
my
makes
quiet too much. I'll get mad at the clock for ticking too loud at our house sometimes.
Yeah. Cat makes a good point to say Astoria is rural. I guess it is a little bit rural, but there is some mainstream areas in Astoria that's pretty populated. But yeah, in my state, even the capital, Salem, I don't know, it's smaller than Portland, which is weird. But I guess when I was in New York, you know, Albany was less than New York City. So
look at Pierre in South Dakota. Pierre is not even in the top 10 of the bigger towns in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of the state, literally in the middle of nowhere. You want to talk about middle of nowhere? You break down, you're going to wait 3-4 hours for a tow truck to get to you if you're trying to go to Pierre. There's nothing there.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, I would be the deer in headlights being in your environment. I don't know if I could stand that.
Like I could live in a town or a city. I don't think I'd want to live in like a Nashville. I wouldn't want to live in like a, you know, one of the bigger cities.
Mm-hmm.
But when we lived in town, when we got married and you know, I liked it. You just here, you were 5 minutes away from everything.
My kids now, they like my oldest daughter and her husband, they like to be able to just on the spur of the moment pop out and hit a movie theater. Like that convenience is just way higher priority for them right now.
Yeah.
Our local town has like a Cinema 8. And then, but if we drive another 25 minutes, we're in, you know, or 30 minutes, we're in Murfreesboro, and they've got like the big, 20 theater multiplexes with the recliners and the whole deal. So
it's not about one being good and one being bad. It's about knowing your limits.
Yeah.
I know what keeps me out of jail, and that's keeping me away from big cities.
Yeah. I wonder if I was in your environment, would I be in jail? That's the thing.
I don't think so. I think within a year you'd be
howdy, partner.
you'd be hungry for your food, and you'd be raising goats. You'd have a good old time.
Tip some cows.
Nah, I got friends that live in like right near Nashville and one of the big places there, and they love it, but they're also musicians, and like there's just everything they do is right there. They work for Ramsey, Dave Ramsey Solutions.
I think a lot of people learn to love the bigger cities because they have to stay employed.
Yeah.
They become accustomed to it, and they learn to love it. But I do think it's more than just convenience. I think they have to do it in order to stay employed and have jobs available and stuff like that. And we just don't. I mean, for the better part of 2 decades, we don't have to worry about that. Wherever we are, no matter how small it is, we'll find a way to make a business and make it work. So we don't rely on other people. And when you don't rely on other people are fucking annoying.
That's another thing. Like that's another thing too. As you were talking, it kind of I thought of it. The cost of living here is super cheap.
Yeah, here
so
too.
Like
super cheap, but it's cheaper than most other places.
And that's go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say so like I told you, I've got like a cousin who, or several family members actually. They drive back and forth to Nashville or Huntsville, bigger cities, and so they're getting like the increased pay wage from like a bigger city like a Nashville or something like that. But then they're paying like their cost of living is similar to what ours is. I mean, we're probably I think 15% below the national average. Last time I looked, I think it was like around 16. But so that's
if I get priced out and I move to Corey's area, I don't want Corey to complain that I'm moving into his territory. That's all.
You'd have to move you'd have to be in my yard to live in my territory. You're welcome.
Corey's got his own territory.
I'll pay rent.
I bought my territory. I bought 10 acres. So
Corey, I'll pay rent. I'll build a shed there for myself.
You don't need one. I have a brand new, kind of like a Commonwealth shed, one of those buildings, and it's a decent sized one.
Yeah.
We don't use it for anything. Put up some curtains and have a ball.
You should move to Tennessee, Matt, when you get ready for that country living.
Yeah.
You should move to where we are. There's like a bunch of lakes. So
like the barbecue.
The average like lake lot size, I think, is around like an acre or so. So for you, that would be like a territory.
We could rotate who has to go run the snowplow on the tractor when we get snowed in. As long as I had help there, like one time I go out and do it, next time you do it, so I don't have to get out of the house.
Yeah, as long as my rent is controlled, Corey.
You got like maybe one big snow to deal with here a year.
Really?
A bunch of smaller ones that don't really do anything. They don't keep you from really going anywhere or anything.
It's been pretty mild here for the last 5-6 years. We haven't had any major snows.
North Dakota gets more instability weather than South Dakota, right?
They get colder, but I think as far as snowfall, I think they're a little less than us most times.
Huh. Okay.
You're gonna want. I don't have one, but you're gonna want to get a place with probably a storm shelter, because tornadoes are a thing like in early spring and late fall.
I feel like both of you are trying to sell me your state to move to. That's what.
Well, I'm pitching you. I'm pitching you a thing where you got like something similar to your cherry blossom place, right?
Yeah.
There's some really, really nice places on the lake that you can probably get for probably $300,000 here, right?
Yeah.
Pretty nice. And but then you're also, you're literally 45 minutes to an hour from as much city stuff as you'd probably want to do.
That's a good compromise for me.
Yeah.
Jordan made a good point. I think when we lived in upstate New York, I think they did get more snow more often than I see typically in South Dakota. Usually not as big of a cold snap that stays cold and snows hard. We usually get one good
time
month
out.
of that a year.
You lived in
But
upstate New
upstate
York
used to
before?
get a lot of snow. Yeah, Teresa and I lived up by Fort Drum.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
We lived in Carthage and we lived in Watertown.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it seemed like they always got more snow than what we got in South Dakota. But you get that lake effect snow up there, and it seems like it just never quits.
Yeah. Well, it's that Canada stream that comes down to New York.
Yeah. No, Matt, we're not trying to sell you our states, Matt. We're just letting you know you're welcome. We
Okay.
welcome anyone here.
All right.
If you can make it through a winter and still smile at the end of it, you're
Mhm.
probably meant to be here.
Yeah. Corey's more city adverse than I am. I'm not as city adverse. Although
Really?
although I would not want to live in like a Nashville. I wouldn't want to live in one of the main cities of a state
Yeah.
because I know how easy it is to putter around here and get to everything I need to get to, and going to
Yeah.
Nashville's like
Weekly and a gas station, and we're good.
Nashville's like, why are we sitting still for so long on the road? Why
My wife has to go to Brentwood for her work. You know where
Oh.
Brentwood is?
Beautiful place, yeah. That's not
Yeah.
far away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably 45 minutes from here.
That's how we do it, Todd. Anyone's welcome to come visit.
Franklin and Brentwood. Franklin's even probably nicer than Brentwood. Brentwood's a really nice area.
Yeah.
I think that's why people in the Midwest are so nice and so hospitable, is because we don't see people that much. So it's a novelty. So when they come around, you're like, oh, come on, have some tater tot casserole with us.
See, if it got that rural, like to me, it would feel like The Walking Dead. If I saw people, it'd be like, where's the guns? If I didn't see people.
Supposed to be. You're not supposed to trust other people. They have to earn that.
This might be controversial, but since being in the East Coast and the West Coast, there's a difference. If you guys don't know,
Oh, there is a difference. I've been to both, and there is a difference.
it's nice versus polite. You know that term.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So, it's hard to convince West Coast people about that, but I always drive it home. Don't make me read between the lines. Tell it like it is.
Yes. Yeah.
How long are you guys staying on the stream?
As long as you want to go, Matt.
Yeah.
I want to wait until Teresa gives food to Corey. And Corey's like
We're going
disappearing
to.
here.
She's already home. She went in the house. She probably already ate. She didn't
What
bring
are you
me-
gonna do?
I guess I'm gonna make a second bowl of malto meal or something. Cocoa wheat.
Damn, you didn't resell any food products? You could eat some of the food products like potted meat or something.
Got nothing.
Potting meat.
Just got to get our stuff ready to go to Plains to Profit on Thursday, and get through the rest of the packing this week. And then we're off.
What is the hardest part of Plains to Profit in your opinion, since it's your third time around now?
I think just the planning and making sure you keep your budgets right.
Yeah.
That's everything. If you get to planning right away and get on it early, it seems to go pretty smooth once you're there. The most expensive and the most kind of grating thing that always kind of sits in the back of our mind is that hotel block.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have people book, even if you sell all the tickets and nobody books on the block, you're on the hook for paying for that block.
Oh, really?
And that can be a very expensive thing.
Wow. Because like Mike Mecco was asking me, like, how come you didn't do a hotel block? I'm like, well, in the city, hotels are just a couple blocks away. You could pick anyone you want.
Yeah. Yeah. The hotel block, it's hard to do it without a hotel block because the breakfast at that hotel is one of the best things. Like it's a really good breakfast, but it's also fairly expensive. It's like $16, $17 a plate, and you're there for 3 days. So it adds up.
Yeah.
So to get that included with the rooms, they have to book on the block. But to do that block, we have to guarantee like 80% is going to be full.
So
And
if
if
you
it
don't do that, you have to pay it out
You have
yourself.
to pay for all those rooms for 3 nights,
Oh, that's brutal.
and it's crazy expensive. So that's the part that's always like, did we get enough sponsors? Did we sell enough tickets?
Yeah.
And then beyond that, it's just keeping everything organized. Like when we go from the hotel to the thrift bus, getting 40 people on a thrift bus and then all the way around Omaha to 3 different thrift stores and back to the hotel. That's challenging, but we had a couple people working together to just make sure everybody was on the bus. And
Yeah.
so that
See,
was
my problem was that, like, being in the city, a lot of things are expensive. So like trying to find a venue that was cool but also cost effective. And plus my first one, so I'm just feeling it out to know how many people is going to show up. It's kind of risky. So it's like,
even the food, like we guarantee the meal at the end of the event, the last day of the event, we do a dinner.
Yeah.
Like getting that booked for under $20-$30 a plate, that's next to impossible. That's hard to do. So that's really expensive.
Yeah.
And then just even in between, like when it's lunchtime, everybody wants to go to lunch somewhere, but there's nothing scheduled for that. Everybody kind of wants to move in packs. So you got to try and call around and, hey, you got room for 40 people?
Yeah.
And it's a weekend. No,
Yep.
They're in the city on the weekend. They don't have room for 40 people. So it's logistics wise, it can be challenging for sure.
Brad, how come you didn't go to the Plains to Profit? I'm going to call you out.
My other thing I do, a pastor. I'm getting ready for Easter. There's like a lot, like even as I'm sitting here, I'm working on stuff for Easter.
Yeah.
So it's like it just fell like the week before Easter.
Yeah.
The week before Easter. Anyway, that and it's just a timing thing, kind of when it happens every year.
Yeah.
So it just kind of puts a kink in things. If I didn't have that, I probably would go. Yeah.
Yeah. Corey, where's the USA hat that I got you?
Who?
Where's that USA flag hat I got you? Where is it?
Don't you love your country?
In the house.
Yeah.
I've got it in the house. I've got that one hanging up next to my other the brown USA flag hat.
That's the coolest hat I ever gave you.
I know, and I wear it in the summertime because these hats, like you'll sweat your ass off in these hats mowing in the summer. That hat is really light material.
It vents really
perfect.
well.
Yep. I wear that when I mow it in the summer.
Yeah. Brad, what's the most challenging thing doing your sermon and everything?
Todd.
Just the amount of work you put in. If like I don't have to preach every week because of the way we do things, but so I don't do that a ton. But just the amount of time you have to put in to speak 30 minutes. I think like I probably don't, but like the average pastor probably spends like 30 hours or more on a 30-minute message, and so that's like, but which I'm thankful they do, because like anybody who speaks for a living, like to do a live stream like this, you don't have to like work at it. You just get on here and you can talk for 5 hours. But if you're going to speak for 5 minutes,
work with this?
No.
That's why this show sucks.
But if you're going to give a TED talk, you got to put in a ton more time to make something like that effective and to the point, and edit out all the stuff that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, this would be a much more difficult show if it was pre-recorded.
I'll give you an example. Like I don't do a lot of outside stuff out of here, but our church band, everyone got asked to do music for an event. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened that we were all like, it was a day that we were all like, could do it. It just everything lined up. So we decided to do it. And they had several people who were going to speak. And the first guy gets up and I know this guy, he's a good dude, and he gets his point made and he gets seated. And then the next guy gets up and he says, I ain't got no notes or anything. And I was like, oh my God, and he literally talked for the next hour when there was like 3 people supposed to come in behind him. So it was like, oh my God, that's
a good point for your meetup. If you ABC Matt, if you do speakers at your event ever, trying to schedule them out. If you have 2-3 speakers, having one run over or under can really throw a wrench in the entire day.
Yeah.
We found that out right away in the first year, and it's happened to us both years, and I'm sure it'll happen this year. Having somebody run 10 minutes long in a talk is catastrophic when you book a room for a certain amount of time. Then you got to tell the guy behind him what you had to say is not as important. Say
yeah.
Yeah.
The eBay speaker you have is probably going to go over a lot.
Yeah, I'm imagining he will, but he's got a lot of competition because the Amazon speaker that's coming, I think he's talking about Amazon. I know he's a talker, and Resell Rabbit is a talker. Like he could talk for hours and hours.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because we only have the room for so long. So that could be a nightmare.
Oh yeah. Well, this one is pretty casual. I try to keep the West Coast vibe, so it's pretty casual. We'll see how it goes. At least I just wanted to try it once and see how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a long time thing. Like,
I'll tell you this, it's a lot more fun to attend than to plan and host.
Yeah.
It almost takes all the enjoyment out of it. We still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the enjoyment and the fun out of it when you're hosting.
Well,
at the events when we were in Vegas and we all kind of hopped in a car and just took off to a sale or went and had lunch with somebody, or you can't do that when you're hosting because you got to be getting the next part of the setup ready. You got to be making sure people are where they got to be. Like it does take a lot of the enjoyment out of it.
Well, I'm a nut because I'm in project management, so I love planning. So I'm doing this reseller meetup all by myself, basically. So I get kicks out of it.
No, they're fun on both sides of the coin. They're fun. They're just a lot more fun to attend than to plan. We're looking forward to next year because we're turning it over this year to Resell Rabbit. So next year it'll be John's event.
Totally.
Yep,
100%.
totally. So next year we'll be able to just go and just attend.
That's awesome.
And you know what's going to happen, Matt?
Yeah.
Corey's going to see more people in those 2 days than he'll see all year long.
Yeah.
I actually envision Corey's going to see Resell Rabbit does it and he goes, "Ooh, I would have did that differently. Ooh."
Oh, that's Matt. That's got to happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that vested in it, honestly. I hope he does it completely different than we did it. It doesn't bother me a bit. As long as the people are there, the networking is there. Like those 2 days of networking and talking to those people, that's the funnest part of the event. And then you go home, you're like, God, I'm glad I don't have to talk to anybody. So it's just a 2-day sprint of networking. My whole year's networking gets done in a weekend.
Is Alicia going to that event?
I have no idea. I haven't heard.
Oh, she's been AWOL lately.
Yeah, they bought that old
church. Yeah.
And, I'm sure that's a ton of work.
Yeah. How about Resell to Ride? She's gonna come?
I don't think they are. I think Xena had something going on to where they couldn't get vacation. So I don't think they're coming down for that.
So you got to get a whole new crowd over there, right?
Yeah. Well, we did 2 years in a row. The crowd changes for sure.
Yeah.
There's always kind of the old ones that always are there, and then there's always a new crowd.
Is Mike going to be there? You know?
I think Mike will be there. Yep. I don't know if Mary's making it this year. I know Mike is. I know Tara and Josh are. I haven't even looked at the tickets to see who all bought tickets, but I know a lot of people are going to be there. We'll find out.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna sign off now, but you guys continue chatting around. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Stop in anytime, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be on a podcast on Thursday. If you haven't heard already.
Which one?
The Reseller Lunchroom. The Lunch Bag. Oh man, what the hell was their name? This is pretty bad that I don't remember their name.
Lunch Hour or something like that.
The Reseller Lunchbox. I'll be there 12 Eastern Standard Time.
I don't know if I've heard of that one. I mean, I'm looking
It
at
has
Chad,
Chad.
Porky Picker Chad, and Triple R Collections.
Yep, and Happy Picker
Picker,
and
and one other.
someone else.
I always forget the other guy's name.
Me too. I forget it. I know he's from Baltimore.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on bookmark it. Notify me. I'm notified now.
All
I
right.
think we caught the
They-
last
they
2
did-
episodes of it.
They did a good AI of me in there, so pretty interesting. I'm gonna be a little bit surprised at what kind of questions Chad is gonna ask me, because Chad is like a very analytical guy. So
Mm.
we'll see how that goes. We might have some fireworks. We'll see.
It's telling you won't answer anything if it's not multiple choice.
I'm gonna say no comment. No
I
comment.
can work for it.
Yeah.
But first, you got to say, Chad, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that, Chad.
I'm glad you asked that. I'll ask that same question to Corey, and Corey will give you an automated response with his AI.
If it gets hairy, you phone a friend. I'll tap in.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta compete with Teresa, because Teresa said she'll hop in, she'll stir the pot. She said.
She's good at that.
Yeah.
She is good at that. If Grams and Pops ever just disappears, it's because Teresa got us canceled.
It'd be Grams and Vintage. Oh, Brad, what's your eBay store anyway?
Grams and
It's Black
I know
Sheep,
yours.
Black Sheep Society. Maybe let me look it up. It's Black Sheep Boutique. That's the name of it, but
Oh yeah.
it's under an old name. Like you can't change your you can't change your URL after you get started, which is really that's dumb. But hey.
Well, send it my way, and if you need
Yeah.
more support with your store, I'll shop around there.
Yeah. Well, if you want some Playmobil.
I don't know if I want that, but
Yeah.
but if you need help, I could help.
We got stuff on Mercari and Poshmark, and we got a district called
Yeah.
Playmobil, which I
Corey
haven't.
doesn't need help, but I could help you out.
I
All
don't-
right, guys.
I probably need more help than anybody.
Yeah.
You need a different kind of help. I can't help with that part.
I need the therapy kind of help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chris will be back. He'll help you with the therapy part.
I don't need help from Chris in the therapy department.
Yes, you do.
That's
Just do everything opposite of what he does, and you'll be
the
fine.
blind leading the blind. We're both in trouble.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
See you,
Always
man.
a pleasure, Matt.
Adios.
I like that dude.
Yeah, Matt's a good guy.
Yeah. Very, very pleasant.
Matt has been very therapeutic to me.
I will forgive him for being a Jets fan, but nobody's perfect. So, but he's a good dude. I enjoy going back and forth with him. He's all time sending me stuff, busting my Dolphins.
Well, that's somebody's got to. Well, somebody probably doesn't have to. Everybody likes to bust on you about the Dolphins, but it's kind of too easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's low hanging fruit.
It is right now. Whatever, man. I don't even talk about it, man.
I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about this.
I don't even talk about it, man. No, it's all good. I don't care.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna go edit a video. I think we got 2.5 hours in, pretty close.
Well, that's pretty good.
I'm
I
gonna try
guess.
to get my video edited for the day so I can get that out of my hair, and then figure out what I'm gonna do for Saturday shop talk, since we're gonna be gone Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
That might be
Well,
interesting.
I hope you guys have a good time and tell everybody we love them.
Will do. We'll tell them all Brad said, hey.
Hey.
Oh, thanks, Todd. You're sweet.